how to reverse high blood pressure without diets, excruciating exercise, or endless medication. Congratulations on taking the time to join this workshop. My promise to you, you will get a step-by-step strategy for identifying the root of the cause of the high blood pressure and the solution without the typical solutions that you hear in the market. Hi, this is Georgina Zagara Chavez. I'm an alternative medicine physician. My background is naturopathic medicine and oriental medicine, also hypnotherapy. My mission is to improve people's life and inspire self-worth. Another thing that I want to make a disclaimer here. I'm not a marketer. I'm a physician, and I wanted to do this to educate people. And also, it's a part of my marketing, but have to explain to you that I'm not a marketer, so I don't want to be that polished like other people sound. Okay? Thank you, and we're gonna go forward. I'm a #1 bestseller author. I got featured before in ABC News, The Good Doctor, iParenting, Local News, and more, licensed since 2006, and a proud mother of 3. The main reason they started doing this job, it was my younger son, Derek. I never planned to be a physician. It was not my intention. I was doing better doing businesses. I was making good money. I thought I have the perfect life. But then out of the sudden, my younger son, after his first year checkup, 3 days later, after he got his vaccine, he got an autoimmune disorder. And the worst part of all, the autoimmune disorder has not answers. No answers at all. So I have to do my own thing because nobody in the right mind, they want to get the kids to die. And the disease that was striking in my son's case, he can be deadly. So I did whatever it takes, and that's how I become a licensed physician, because I was needing to do what I need to do for my son, for my younger son, all right? So my son is doing very good. I was able to help him with alternative medicine. My son is now 24 years old. When this happened, he was only a year old. So he's been around, and he got almost all his health back, probably like 95% of it, all right? The fact that you are sick is not your fault. And this is what happened to me. I thought that you do something, or you done something wrong. I was one of those people that have my checkups. I took my kids to the checkups. I was eating my organic food. I was doing everything to have a clean life. I never used drugs. I never been drinking alcohol up to today. I never got drunk before. I never done a lot of stuff, believe it or not. So the thing is, I think that the fact that we getting sick is because we're getting a lot of misinformation in the media, the doctors that we're seeking, the gurus that are out there. So many people, they just take a weekend class and they think that they are experts, but they're very good marketers, but they don't know what they're doing and they don't understand how the body works, at least, all right? So you may be thinking, well, I take in my medication, and also I go with a holistic doctor, and I take supplements, right? But the thing is, right now, even in medicine, we're having an issue. Most people out there that they got treated, they don't get treated correctly because they're treating it just the symptoms. And when you treat the symptoms, it's a vicious cycle. You never ended up having a solution to the problem. You always have to be in the healthcare system, either with a holistic or functional doctor or with a regular doctor, but you're always going to be there as a client. On top of it, you're always going to be getting more and more symptoms because you're not addressing the root of the cause. All right. My first point is the most part of alternative medicine healthcare system are broken, and people aren't getting the care that they deserve. Here's why I train it. This training is so important. You're about to discover a new, never seen approach to reverse hypertension, and it's very effective. I'm going to be sharing the 5 secrets about reversing high blood pressure so you can have a happy, healthy, and free of medication life. Because you see, the thing is, the reason that you're taking medication is because you don't have control of the blood pressure. A lot of people say, well, I take my medication and that's about it. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about to live without the medication, because with the medication, sooner or later, hypertension can strike. Imagine to have a nice life and forget about the fear of having a stroke, the fear of having a sexual dysfunction, the fear of losing your eyesight, lose all those fears if you reverse high blood pressure. You know, a lot of people, they ended up with a heart attack or stroke, and that's not really a good thing. So imagine that you forget about all those fears and you have a nice life, you have more energy, you have free of doctors and medications. You don't have to go to the doctor that much on medication, have a lot of energy, you have stop worry about dying, because a lot of people, they have high blood pressure, they know the seriousness of it, and especially some people, they do research and they see that that's something really serious. Be more confident, and a lot of people say, one thing, I cannot do this because I have high blood pressure. You'll be able to do it after you reverse it. Okay, let me give you some statistics. It's kind of really alarming. This is why I wanted to educate more people than anything else. Because if you educate people, then they're going to start seeing health in a different angle. And then we can go ahead and understand that a simple Band-Aid is not working anymore for us. And that's what we have in the problems that we're having. Unfortunately, 1 out of 3 children born after year 2000 will have diabetes in their lifetime. Diabetes. Right now in the United States, and probably in Mexico is the same amount, 60% of the population is either diabetic or pre-diabetic. That's how bad it is. The new normal, 75% of the American adults over 40 have been diagnosed with at least one chronic disease, meaning that these people are taking medication every single day. Facts about hypertension. Having hypertension puts you at least at risk of heart disease, like I say, stroke, sexual dysfunction, blindness, and a bunch of other stuff, because you can get a sudden death as well. Also, high blood pressure is related with diabetes, cardiovascular disease, mainly. These diseases in the U.S. are $214 billion. Okay, other risks of high blood pressure is obesity, overweight, prediabetes, unhealthy diet, is not going to be enough physical activity, but also too, a lot of people forget other ones. Most people experience not getting the results long term. Most of the people that they go to the doctor, they experience immediate results, but long term they don't get nowhere. Like I say, is never end. If you take a diet or exercising, it's not going to fix high blood pressure, because right now we having other issues that is not helping the exercise and the blood pressure and the exercise and the diet. Okay, so what is high blood pressure? First of all, okay, is the pressure of the blood pushing against the arteries of the walls of the arteries. Arteries carry blood from your heart to other parts of your body. Basically, it brings the food to each tissue in your body. Okay, what factors increase my risk for high blood pressure? Family members, share genes. I debate in that one, because a lot of people say, oh, maybe it's genetic. Well, it's probably not, because right now the latest genetics research, they've been showing that genetics, most of us, we have 2% of the population that have problems with genetics. The rest of it is environmental. So most likely we see the amount of people that they having high blood pressure, diabetes, and all these chronic diseases probably has something to do with the environment. And maybe after this class, you're gonna agree with me. Behavior styles, toxins, parasites, and environmental that can influence their health and their risk for disease. High blood pressure can run in the family, and your risk for high blood pressure can increase based on your age and your race and ethnicity. All right, so sometimes remember, they say in my family runs high blood pressure, maybe in our family too runs the same lifestyle, the same environment, and so on. Secret number 1, we're gonna talk about the first secret. To regulate blood pressure, beware of diets. Please, please, please stay away from diets. But diets don't work. Don't work at all. All right. So most people believe that you regulate blood pressure or lose weight by cutting calories and fat, eating only one meal a day or only certain foods, or by starving yourself. Okay. Stop following the diet. I don't even know what diet we're in right now, but in my life of this business, before, I never pay attention in diets because I never been into a diet. Honestly, I never follow any diet. I eat clean food, whole foods, and that's about it, ever since I was a baby, okay? So, but now, the other thing they have to go ahead and remind you, if you have high blood pressure, one of the most important things that you have to do is hydrate yourself. Drink enough water. This is one of the things that you can take it today and apply it immediately, and it's going to help you out with high blood pressure, with weight loss, and with anything that you have in your body, any disease that you have. And this is not going to hurt you, I promise you. First of all, you got to drink enough water. What is enough water? You know, everybody say, 8 glasses of water. You don't want to give 8 glasses of water to a baby, right? Because it will drown in and it will be bad for the newborn baby. So what you do, it is weigh yourself in pounds. I'm going to give it to you. I live in the United States. That's how it is here. I don't know how it is in other ones. But remember, a kilogram is about 2 pounds, okay? So is your body weight in pounds. For instance, I'm 115 pounds, all right? So divided by 2, it has to be what? 57 and a half. So I have to drink 57 and a half ounces of water, okay? So what equals to like 7-8 glasses of water for somebody my size, okay? I'm very tiny, I'm very thin. My size is size 2, all right? Now, but if you drink coffee, there are a lot of people drink coffee. So what you have to do, for each cup of coffee that you get, you gotta add 2 more glasses of water. Now, if you go to a party or you have some friends coming over and you get a glass of wine or a shot or a glass of any drink with alcohol on it, you gotta add 2 more glasses of water on top of that glass of alcohol or whatever else. So you get 5 beers, you get 10 glasses of water back into your body. Why? Because alcohol and coffee dehydrate you. All right. Secret number 2, remove parasites. This is something that I've been telling people over and over again. Most chronic patients, with any chronic disease, including high blood pressure, they have parasites, and they have to remove parasites. Parasites, they're not going to leave your body if they're eating right and they're doing whatever they feel like it, okay? Parasites can cost your life. Parasites are that harmful, okay? What is the definition of parasites? Are organisms that live inside a host and intercept nutrients, leaving the host with some nutritional deficiencies. Besides the nutritional deficiencies, I know for a fact that also have waste products inside your body, and that waste product can be toxins, mycotoxins, all right? So, in case the parasites infesting you, they feed off the nutrients you take for yourself. They deprive you of needing nutrients and in many cases cause chronic illnesses. It can range from minor to life-threatening, and everything in between. Is bad enough if you have to handle minor health challenges, but it's those chronic and life-threatening illnesses that make this a serious issue for you and your loved ones. Either way, parasite cleansing is necessary and vital for you. How do you get parasites? I mean, for God's sake, the parasites, they don't come and say, hey, I'm here, right? So where did you get parasites from? If you ever have you ever been to a lake, all right? If you ever been to a lake and take a shower, going to a lake or maybe a river, or maybe do you have animals in your house? Perhaps I do, and sometimes we live with the animals. I live in Chicago. I don't want to leave them below zero or when it's 100 degrees outside. They live inside the house with me. And I know for a fact that when you have parasites, when you have animals, you can have parasites. When you do hiking, when you do anything outside, you go to the park. I have a really beautiful park, and sometimes I go to walk. That can cause parasites for me and my pets, all right? So there are various ways to prevent or treat infections. Spending a little time with your practitioner office, getting a blood panel can detect some type of parasites, but not always. Parasites, sometimes you can do a test, a blood test, or a stool test, and what happened? It can come out negative, and you will be thinking, "No, I don't have parasites. I discard it," but it's a good possibility that you have them. The latest figures from CDC indicate that parasite infection afflicts a full 1/3 of Americans, 1/3. But parasites know no boundaries. Also, too, I know this other doctor, his name is Dr. Tan, and he always say that somebody move and breathe is most likely it has parasites. In the past, I don't know, about 100 years ago, 50 years ago, in the past, everybody used to do a parasite cleanse every year. Once a year, they used to do a parasite cleanse, and there you go. That was it. That's what they used to do back home in Mexico. My grandma used to do that, and she thought that was normal. My grandma lived to close to 100. All her sisters lived to close to 100. And I can tell you that one of the things that they were doing, it was parasite cleanse once a year. Right? What are the symptoms of parasite? Okay, anxiety, brain fog, chemical sensitivity, fatigue, lethargy, food sensitivity, itching, especially in the rectal ani. When you go to sleep, you have a lot of itchy in your anus. And one of the things they're going to mention here, in the past, like years ago, the parents, they used to go in the middle of the night with the kids when they were asleep, and they used to take the underwear and look at with a candle if it was parasites. That's how they used to know how they had parasites. Why? Because this is the other thing they're going to mention here. If you have parasites, most likely everybody in your house has parasites, even your pets, okay? If you're going to do a parasite clean, you have to do it all over. Because parasites, okay, listen to this, they go out when they feel that you're rested. For instance, if you feel like really relaxed and your couch and stuff, that's when you get the eggs outside the body that carry the parasites, okay? So if you have family that come to your house and they sit down and they enjoy your couch, most likely you can get parasites because of the eggs that they're gonna leave. Now, it's not gonna have, you're not gonna have, symptoms right away and weird symptoms, really bad symptoms, but you do gonna experience something right away, okay? Other thing is mood disorders, skin rashes, stomach pain, tenderness or cramping, teeth grinding, that's very typical in parasite, unexplained aches and pains, either joints and muscles, weight loss. I encourage everybody to do parasite cleanse, and if you are really having high blood pressure, I will encourage you to do that. Now, not everybody is ready, so that's why when I see patients, I gotta go ahead and do it the right way, all right? Secret number 3, this is another one that most physicians, most people, holistic healthcare, veterinary doctors, functional doctors, they forget. Remove toxins. We live in a toxic world. It is an article from EWG, and it talks about, the name of the article is From the Womb to the Tomb. Talks about, and they did a study in 413 chemicals and umbilical cords, okay? Umbilical cords. Out of those 413 toxin chemicals that they tested, 287 chemicals, they come back in most babies. 200, it was across the board. But 180 of those chemicals, they were canceriferous. Do you know what it means? That sometimes that's why our babies, sometimes when they're brand new babies, they have cancer. Because even in the womb of somebody that has no good health, they can go ahead and get contaminated, and they can get these kind of toxic chemicals. I'm gonna give you some statistics. Cancer rates in children have risen 67.1%. And now I'm gonna tell you something else. Cancer in kids is more aggressive than adults. 95% of cancer is caused by diet and the environment. It's a very good article that recently come out that has very scary statistics about cancer, but also it talks about the cancer, it is environmental. So meaning that we can control and we can prevent it. And one of the things that we'll do for every patient that comes is parasite removal and detoxification. Those are the two things that you have to do, that you must do, okay? Toxicity is a generational epidemic. I believe there are 3 main toxins affecting 4 generations down. They are leading to explosion, chronic disease, and unexplained illnesses. Right now, autoimmune disorders are everywhere, okay? So beware of those, and a lot of the times it has something to do with toxins. And you know one thing, and please stay away from the natural things, because sometimes natural can hurt you. Natural can be killing you, all right? Not all naturals are good for you, all right? One of the things they're gonna talk about you, the lead generation, is an example of toxins, and these are the most prevalent, okay? The lead generation, our parents, most of us grow up in the lead generation because of the pain in the houses, and it affects 4 generations down 2 ways. The lead inherited a year from mom to baby. It turns a bad gene associated with many diseases, even obesity, for 4 generations. The lead stores in your bone. That's why when people has changes in their body, lead strike. If you know that somebody has a chronic diseases, and when they grow, they start changing, or when they're, when they have some sort of changes in the body, they go like menopause and things from that nature, okay? So where the lead come from, like I say, is the pain in the old houses. It was most of the houses, they have lead. But also too, you can get it in lipstick and lead pencils and tap water. Yes, tap water. Wood stain, meat that is killed by a bullet. And I can tell you something, is mainly the main places where you can get lead. But a lot of people, they don't even think the lipstick. You know, they did a study and they were saying that women's, they have about 2 pounds of lipstick in the stomach. So I don't know, I think that's too much, but it was a study somewhere. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but it was a study, and they were talking about lead, the amount of lead the women they're exposed to. And it's another study that shows that 80% of all the lipsticks that we use, they have lead. I don't use makeup, like you will see, and sometimes people tell me that I don't look good because I don't put a lot of stuff in my hair and stuff, but you know, I don't care. Like I say, I'm a physician, I'm not an influencer or somebody from TV or something like that, okay? The other one is the Mercury generation, and this is one thing that I was telling you about my son, about myself. When I was 18 years old, I have cavities, and I got tons of amalgams, and I think that's what it was, the problem with my son. And even myself 4 years ago, I went to the doctor because I was having difficulty to breathe, and I think the mercury was the cause of it, because I have mercury poisoning. Actually, I did a test, genetic test, and they said there was poison in mercury in my son as well. So where he got the mercury poison, right? The contact lens, the liquid that has mercury, amalgams, like I say, they have mercury. The vaccines, okay, even though a lot of people, they don't want to talk about that, they have mercury. And also too, fish, they have mercury. Another thing too that a lot of people don't talk about, and this is something that you're gonna be shocked, all right, high fructose corn syrup. When they're gonna suck the corn at the beginning, they're gonna put a liquid, and it's based on mercury. So high fructose corn syrup, it has traces of mercury, all right? Dental amalgams consist of 50% of mercury. So basically what I used to have in my mouth, it was mercury. Now I have a picture they always show to people. They took a picture a long time ago. And one of the things that got me a little interesting, because in the dental office, I took the picture and it said it was, then, they has the little death symbol, and they said it was really bad for you, but in the other side, and it caused a lot of symptoms of breathing problems, inflammation of the lungs, and immunity and all that stuff. It does have the claims in there, but it's okay to put it in your mouth, or my mouth, and everybody's mouth. So it's kind of really interesting sometimes how medicine is working. What are the signs of Mercury? To mention few: depression, mild fatigue, anxiety, forgetfulness, eyelid, face and muscle twitching, digestive issues, constipation, anal diarrhea, frequent bad breath, constant body odor, dizziness and irritability, sensitivity to sound, irritability to concentrate, brain fog, abnormal menses, low body temperature, cold hands and feet. That's very typical. I used to have that with me and my son. Tender teeth, tinnitus, insomnia, metallic taste in the mouth, nail fungus, unexplained anger, autoimmune response. So those are some of the symptoms. They are the famous heavy metals, okay? Heavy metals drive brain inflammation, contribute to type 2 diabetes. Heavy metals contribute to type 2 diabetes. Trigger gene associations with Alzheimer's and dementia. Kill bacteria needed for neurotransmitters, serotonin and dopamine. So a lot of the depression may is caused by heavy metals. Dementia now strike people in their 40s. Mercury from vaccine causes slow degenerative brain damage. Aluminum now, we're gonna go with another one. There's aluminum. I'm not gonna tell you about everything about all of them because I'm gonna be here all day long, but it's more heavy metals, more than this, okay? I'm just gonna give you an example of 3. They're the most common one. Allowable levels of, according to FDA, is in the 8 to 10 pound baby is exceed from 100 times. In IV drip, 30 mcgs over 20-hour period is the limit that considered safe. And the Hep B vaccine, there is 250 mcgs, typically given in 12 hours of birth. This is what we're giving to our babies. They say the FDA is 30 mcgs, and we're given in one vaccine 250 mcgs for 2 months, 5 or more shots. Therefore, in a matter of seconds, they will get 1,200 and 2,000 mcgs. Remember, not because it goes 1 month. Aluminum, it goes out of your body just by itself. You have to remove them somewhere, somehow, okay? This is hundreds of times more than they're considered safe for your protected body. That's kind of scary. Another thing that is an issue is glyphosate and dementia. Glyphosate, I don't know if you heard about Monsanto or what they were doing. Glyphosate is an herbicide. It's banned right now in the United States, and this is the last year that they're going to be using in Mexico, and this is where I get my products basically. But it's banned. So now we have to remove it now out of your body, right? Because in conventional products, they use glyphosate a lot. And glyphosate has some sort of link with dementia and mercury and glyphosate. Glyphosate makes both mercury and aluminum more toxic. And this is why I brought these heavy metals, because I wanted that you relate that sometimes it's not one thing, probably it's more than one thing, all right? The 3 evil amigos at the root of most diseases: metals, amigos, vaccines, personal care products, parents, and where we live and where we work, mall, home, works, school, etc. Hidden infections, Lyme and co-infections of root canals, cavities, and other pathogens. Believe our children are especially affected by glyphosate-rich magnifies the effects of all the toxins above. Now, one of the things I tell my patients when they come here is check your mouth. Maybe you can find an answer there. All right. So if you're struggling for a chronic disease, your mouth can be a very good clue. Check for metals. Check for like crowns, amalgams, infections, cavities, everything, because in your mouth can tell you a bunch of stuff about your health. All right. Now, how toxins get you sick? All right. Let me go ahead and explain to you in my simple math. Okay. This is a cell. Imagine this round. Okay. This is a cell. All right. Toxins, they get binded with fat and water to the membrane of the cell. Now, remember, the membrane of the cell, it has some sort of fat in it, all right? And it's permeable, right? What it means is they're allowed to go in and out things. Now, toxins, they stay outside, all right? So what happened, they create a lot of inflammation. It's like the cell is like, okay, something there, does not belong there, and I'm gonna create inflammation. It's a part of your immunity response, right? So what happened, creates that and start creating inflammation. When it's creating inflammation, food comes and wanted to get the nutrients to the cell, and the nutrients, they don't make it inside because the inflammation. Hormones, they come in, they cannot get inside, and that's why so many people, they have a hormonal imbalances. It's very, right now it's an epidemic of hormonal imbalances. Diabetes is one of them, thyroid is another one. Most people over 50, I think that I hear across the board, this normality to have thyroid problem, okay? So, but anyways, menopause and stuff. We're gonna go over that in another time. But anyways, hormones, they do bring the information, but they don't deliver it to the cell. And then you cannot do the functioning because they don't deliver the information. Hormones are a messenger. It's like the mailman, that they bring, the letters, but if we never open the letters, we don't even know what happened. We can get lawsuit, maybe we get in a big check or something, but we're never gonna know, right? Anyways, now, inside the cell, we have waste product. So the waste product has to go out. But because of the inflammation, the waste product stay inside. And that's why we're getting a lot of cancers, they're getting a lot of energy depleted people, because the RNA, DNA, everything is get damaged here inside the cell because of the waste product. So it means like you live with poop and pee in their house, and it gets to the point where the smell, the toxic that they release, you're gonna die of it. So that's basically what happened, and that's a very simple way they can explain to you how toxins work inside the body. And you have to do a real detox. I hear a lot of people that they go to YouTube, that they go to TikTok, or they go wherever, and everybody say, oh, this is a detox. Well, this is not. You have to do it correctly, because it's two things about detox. It can be very dangerous. If you remember, I tell you that they are outside, the toxins encapsulated in fat and water. Okay, if these toxins, they get open, it can happen two things. Either can release back into your body if you don't escort them out of the body, or the other one, it can trigger a really chronic disease. It can cause you an illness. So if you're gonna do a detox, do it correctly, because you can hurt yourself if you don't do it correctly, and do it with a professional. Because if a professional never try these, don't even go with them, because a lot of people, they don't even know about toxicity for real, and about detoxification for real. So please be mindful, and also too, when you go and do detoxification, make sure, okay, the person is close to you, the professional. That way, if you have any problems, so for instance, you have the healing crisis and it's normal, they can tell you that's okay, keep going. Or if it is something that trigger, because sometimes it can trigger something. Like for instance, in my case, I tell you that they told me they have asthma. Every time I was trying to detoxify myself, and I was doing it, and I know what I'm doing, it started triggering the asthma. So it took me way longer than a normal person to do it, because I couldn't be without breathing. So I mean, if it was probably something else, probably I can push it, but I don't want to be able to live for too long if I cannot breathe, right? So that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. All right, now I feel much more better, and it helped because a lot of stuff they changed on myself. All right, now the secret number 4 is nutritional deficiencies. Yes, most of us, we have a very, very bad diet or food. Diet is, I don't like that term, okay? But anyways, food it does, right? Because, let me go ahead and get some water. Okay, because you're eating poor nutritional food. For instance, a lot of the stuff that we eat in the store are not having the nutrients that we need for our body. Your genetic makeup, DNA, is your blueprint. What you eat and what you drink influence and how this blueprint is implemented. Research shows that nutrition, whether it's good or bad, switch the genes on and off. Your gene activity changes by what you eat, what you breathe, what you drink, what you touch, how you feel, what you do, what you think, and what you believe. One of the things that is very interesting right now, it is the COVID thing. One of the things that was doing the CDC, who got sicker, who was the people that got to the hospital and got really sick, it was people that they have morbidities. But the 5th, 6th cause of COVID was fear. So what you think has a lot to do with it. What you perceive real or imaginary. Let me go ahead and talk to you about genetics. Less than 10%, some scientifics say 2%, of human disease is a result of genetic destiny. Let me explain to you what is destiny. It's not that you have bad genes. It's is how, remember the cell and the genes affected? That's what is the destiny. On average, over 95% is not genetically determined. Listen to this, it's not genetically determined, 95% of all the diseases, the chronic diseases. So meaning you can prevent it and you can have a very good life if you do the right thing, okay? Why cause nutritional deficiencies? Conventional agriculture. They don't rotate the soil, so the soil is depleted. Shell time. Sometimes we cut the fruit, we leave it there for a month, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and by that time, it lost a lot of nutrients in the way to your mouth, okay? Consumption of certain medications. Yes, you take medications, most likely it's depleting some of your nutrients. I have a lot of charge about it, and maybe you can, if you ask me, probably I can look for it and I'll send it to you. Alcohol intake. How many people think the alcohol is benign as long as you don't get caught driving under the influence? No, alcohol can leach your nutrients. Stress is another one. I always tell people is either stress is the cause or the trigger of any disease, all right? We're gonna talk about that. And basically, for instance, stress can deplete vitamin C, vitamin E, calcium, magnesium, chromium, zinc, glutathione. All right? And sometimes we replace it with supplements, but the supplements are not absorbing. What you do is just eating expensive pea because you're eating supplements and peeing the same supplements. And I will not recommend you a lot of supplements because it is not very good for you or your body because they isolate the nutrient, and sometimes the body don't recognize it. The body recognizes food, and in food it comes combined with other stuff which absorbs into your body. So if you're going to use something for replacing nutrients, it will be food. Okay? How to detect nutritional deficiency? Globally, an estimated 2 billion people are affected by micronutrient deficiency. You do this by using our intake. I have an intake that I always give to people, and if you are looking for that, shoot me an email and I give it to you. Okay, what is the easy thing to do? Eat organic, garden, eat whole foods, buying farmer markets, avoid crap food, there's carbonated drinks, refined foods, additives and alcohol, and avoid processed food. Okay, secret number 5, manage stress. Yes, for high blood pressure, stress has a lot to do with what's going on. And actually, when people get upset, sometimes you check the blood pressure, it's going to get higher, okay? So stress, it has a lot to do with this, but you can do something with the stress. Of course, I don't want to remove your problems because all of us, we have problems, but you can go ahead and manage stress very good, and your body cannot take the shock of the stress. That's basically what we try to do. It's not like taking away your problems. I don't want to go and pay you bills, or I don't want to do something like that, all right? I got to clarify this. All right, what is the definition of stress? Stress is the rate of wear and tear of the body as a result of the anxiety, worry, trauma, exhaustion from a difficult or challenging situation. Statistics of stress. 70 to 80% of all visits to the doctor are stress-related illnesses. People who experience heightened levels of anxiety are 4 to 5 times more likely to have fatal heart attack or stroke. 50% of all illnesses are caused by stress. I'm going to tell you something in clinic. I hear a lot, the diabetes, for instance. Oh, I got diabetes after my mom died. I heard that one. I heard I got diabetes after something stressful happened, or maybe when they got a cancer or they got some chronic diseases, is right after a really stressful situation. That's very common to hear in clinic, okay? During the past 10 years, stress-related injuries increased 5 to 15% more. 70% of people surveyed say that they feel stressed on a typical day of work. Most people, they hate their work, so that has a lot to do with it. 43% surveys say they suffer noticeable physical symptoms of burnout. Some areas of life that you can cause stress is one's job, money, relationship, children's, junk food, medical drugs. To avoid stress, you will need to stop living. You just need to avoid life, period. So you're going to have some stress, but like I say, it's the way that your body takes the stress. The adrenal hormones cause the following challenge of the body: a loss of ability to digest, decrease in circulation of the heart, a drop of the body's immune defense, and reducing the number of white blood cells, a drop in oxygen carried to the cells. These reactions over the lead of the cause several health problems, including hypertension. Adrenal stress, cortisol, raises the blood sugar and enhances the immune response. Adrenal stimulates the heart muscles. Norepinephrine constricts the blood vessels, reduce oxygen to the cells, inhibit testosterone muscles, and increase heart activity. These glands can be harmed not only by stress, but also from consuming too much caffeine and sugar. Probably this is a good time to start cutting coffee and sugar if you feel stressed out. Vitamin C and certain adrenal extracts have been found to help repair and maintain the health of these adrenal glands. The adrenal glands are considered by some authorities to be the sleep glands because when these glands are awake, sleep problems often occur. If you have more than one stress symptom or are having the symptoms more than once per month, your body has a stress-related disorder. What else you can do to minimize the harmful effects of stress? Well, you can do exercise. Engage in any type of exercise. Any movement is good movement. Go for a walk. California State University found that 10 minutes walk is enough to increase energy, alter mood, and affect a positive outlook for up to 2 hours. Laugh. Who could it say? Laugh is great for stress. To reduce harmful effects of stress, they should eat healthy diet, exercise regularly, and make sure their body has no interference with the normal flow of blood and energy. Avoid sugar, avoid caffeine drinks, avoid unnecessary drugs, including medicine. If you don't need the medicine, don't take it. So many people, they want to go out over medicate, over-the-counter medications. All right. Now we just covered some great stuff and haven't we? And to be honest, I can be here hours and hours talking about this, and like you can tell, I'm passionate about it. But I have a solution that can help you with gain the momentum and the information you need to be making progress towards getting the health and your life back. If you are okay with that, I will tell you about this, and if that's okay for you. I have a program for high blood pressure that includes all these factors into it, and it's a 6 month coaching program, do it yourself coaching program. But once a month we're gonna go ahead and get together and get the questions asked. Now if you do it with me hand by hand, it will cost you over $5,000 to do it, because it's gonna be my time, it's gonna be everything, you're gonna be always to your disposal. But right now I try to do this for $697. It's well worth it, and you're gonna have the time to ask questions when the live coaching time. You can send me the questions before, and I can, all the coaching calls, it has been recorded, and we're gonna send you back the answer. But also too, you are there, you can add a little bit more to it. All right. So, I have a lot of patients. Recently I have one that has diabetes, had high blood pressure, and right now he's very excited because he has no belly fat. He has a lot of energy. He's not taking medication for high blood pressure, because actually he does have very bad, he never regulates his blood pressure, and also the diabetes. Now he's not taking diabetes medication, not taking high blood pressure medication right now, and he's doing very good. So I get excited when I hear these comments, but if you follow the system, you will get results. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Can you afford not to invest in this? You can invest little now or spend little more. Also too, you can go ahead and say, well, we can wait tomorrow, because most people, they say, well, I'm not dying, I take my medication and I still surviving, and I still go to a restaurant and still do this and that and that. But anyways, high blood pressure, it can strike anytime. I just have a friend that 2 months ago, all right, he got a brother, they find out that his father has having cancer. So they have a lot of stress in the family, right? Well, one of the brothers died before the father without having any problems. The only thing that he used to have, it was high blood pressure. High blood pressure, benign high blood pressure. One day he just died because he had a massive heart attack, and there was nothing else that people can do. No doctors can help him. So don't wait to be that person. Now, you can experience sexual dysfunction, you can experience blindness, strokes, heart attacks, cardiovascular disease, cardiovascular problems, diabetes and high blood pressure, they go hand with hand, they go together most of the time. 70% of the people with diabetes, they have high blood pressure. All right. If you experience high blood pressure and you want to reverse it, you want to improve your health or stop worry about the possibilities, this is the opportunity to sign up for this program. A lot of people say, well, it's going to take a lot of time from me. Well, I don't going to tell you that not going to take any time from you, but if you have 2 hours a week, probably that's good enough to take care of yourself and prevent for awful side effects of high blood pressure. All right. If you are in your way to get better, you're going to experience a lot of other good side effects from the treatment, from the program, okay? And you have to take action now, because you don't want to wait. Honestly, you have somebody that is your loved one that has high blood pressure as well. It's a good time to enroll the two of them. Actually, you can enroll one of them, take the classes and use it together. I don't care, you use it together or everybody in the family. It is good advice for everybody. All right. Here's what you're gonna get from the program. You're gonna get a better skin, increased energy, healthy heart and arteries, add quality years to your life, look younger, improves the sleep, prevent cardiovascular disease, stroke, blindness, sexual dysfunction, prevent sudden death as well, and much, much more. You're gonna gain your life back. It's a 100% money back guarantee for the first 7 days. If you think that the first class is useless, you can call us without questions. I will refund you the money without questions. We are not here to take your money. We're here to help out for real. And to be honest, I get a lot of joy and I get a satisfaction when I hear somebody telling me that they have no medicine, that they have a good life. Because at the end of the day, all of us, we want to have, our feelings full, our heart full. I mean, I do care that you have a good health. And like I said, I don't care about you want to spend your money and 7 days later say, one thing, I don't like it. I mean, even sometimes people, they do it afterwards, we refund the money because that's not what we're looking. We're looking to make a difference in you. And this is the purpose of it. And 6 months of coaching for this price is little to nothing. So you don't have no excuse not to do it. Right now, the only excuse that you have is not to do it because you want to. It's not the money. Okay? What you're getting again is 6 months coaching program and once a month Q&A. For the price is about $5,158. Right now it's $697 just this time. In a very short time it's gonna go up for $997 and probably even more. All right. You have any questions or any comments? Please send it to me. And some of the questions that I got asked before is, are you following a diet? No, this is not a diet. This is more a lifestyle choice. And also too, you can do this with other people without paying any extra money. Okay, how much time do I need to invest? Like I say, it's about 2 hours a week, maybe less, because some of the stuff you're already doing it for yourself. Is just making a little change, sudden changes. Okay, the program is not difficult. It's very easy and easy to understand. I try to talk more the language of the patients versus the language that we use in medicine, because it's kind of complicated. I understand it, but I try to switch that to tailor you. All right. So the live coaching is at Q&A. You can send me your particular question, and also too, if you don't want me to talk about, we don't want to talk about the person that sent the question. We're just going to talk about the answer. Okay. In those coaching calls, also we're going to talk to you a little bit more in depth of related to the program, and more things that you can do about it. Also, this program is not just go and check for 20 minutes and life is fine. No, you got to do some tasks every day for 6 months. You're going to do something to aim for healing yourself. We don't aiming to keep going with your medicine, to anything. We aiming to cure yourself. And I don't have to say that because it's illegal for me to say it, but to heal, for your body to heal completely. So you're with no medication, you are with not symptoms, and feel very good. All right, so this is all for me, and sign up for the program. It has to be a link somewhere. Sign up for the program, and you don't want to be disappointed. You're going to be grateful that you took the courage to do it. Remember, somebody has to take care of your health, and that's going to be you. You're going to be you who cares about yourself, because nobody else will do that for you. All right, until next time, thank you very much. God bless, and see you in the program.